to a new episode 22 of the Robby Framework Show. So here we share updates on the project a robotics framework that Lee and I have been working on for years now. And after that, after we give some updates and the progress that we've made, we move on to talking about any news that might be relevant within the, I guess, tech industry or anything that you might be interested on. And then we move on to opening it up for questions if we have any questions from the audience. Um, so, like I usually do, I'll let Lee start with the updates on the project.
Well, so this week I've been stuck in release hell. We're trying to get a new release of the product out. Um, and I keep finding more things I want to fix as I get into it. The deeper I dig, the digger I deep, or something. I don't. Yeah, I'm getting close, but yeah. Actually, I was
Yeah.
thinking we might do a little demo of the new user interface today.
Oh, yeah, that would be great, Lee. Yeah, but I know exactly what you're talking about. You go in to fix a small issue, and then you end up peeling a whole onion.
Yeah, yeah. I ended up for people who are familiar with the story points. I think I've done about 5 13s now on this release. It's been crazy, but it's good for it. I think it's going to be a better product. Certainly a more kind of professional look and feel to it. I think than before.
Oh, that's great. And we have the Dos Equis man here. Thanks for joining.
Hey,
Thanks
Michael.
for joining, Michael.
The most interesting world person in the world with mad dev skills has arrived from Instagram.
Yeah, I was on Instagram for a little bit, and everyone was telling me to talk because I was just setting things, getting things ready, making sure everything was set up properly, and I was being quiet, so I should have at least put some music on or something for them.
People telling you you're boring.
Yeah, pretty much. I don't know if it's any better now that I'm talking.
Yeah, it wouldn't be for me. Lee finally decided to code Robby in Linux. Yeah, not so much. I'll keep on being a
maybe
Windows nerd.
maybe version 5 or something like that.
Yeah, after I've retired, after you've taken over the code.
Yes. So, do you want to, I guess, updates from my end? I've been pretty busy at work, so I haven't done any Robbie work. Um, I guess the only update is that we got all the parts for the new robot, and here they are,
Still in the boxes.
still in the boxes. But I do have now. I rigged the new space now to be able to do overhead shots. So I'm looking forward to recording that video, the unboxing video this weekend, if it's not tomorrow, Saturday. So I'm excited about that one. I did have to shuffle things around here in the office, which I've been wanting to do anyway. So now I'm excited. So
Yeah, I'm interested to see that Latte Panda card work. I've been wanting to see one going for a long time, and to see it running Robbie, that's it
yeah,
better run Robbie.
yeah. And I think so. We got, I guess, just so we kind of give an overview. So we got the, I guess we can show the parts here, at least the boxes. So I guess the most interesting one is the kit. Um, so here is sort of like the bare bones of what we're going to be building. I don't know if you guys can see that or not,
Yeah, that's
but
pretty good. Yeah.
yeah. So that's pretty much the backbone. So we got four wheels, four motors. Um, that's pretty much on there. I think here we have the microphone that we're gonna use for controlling the robot, and we also have the speaker so we can hear it when it talks. Um, what's in here? Okay, yeah. So here's the latte card.
Yeah, take
I
that
haven't
puppy
op-
out. I want to see. Oh, you haven't opened it? All right.
I haven't opened it yet, but look at how big it is compared to my hand. So it's probably as big as a raspberry. Probably like I would say like Arduino Mega maybe. I don't know if you
Yeah,
can
yeah.
see
I
it.
think it's a little bigger than I think it's a little wider than the Mega, but yeah,
Yeah.
probably pretty close to the size of an Arduino
And
Mega.
then I forget what this is. This the motor shield?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the
Has to
motor
be
driver
right.
card. Yeah, I can't think of anything else it could be.
And what else did we order? I
Uh,
forget.
I think that's it, really.
So then I got too many boxes here.
What else you got there? Hmm.
Oh, and this is the battery that I brought back from your place. So this is going to be powering the whole thing, the whole
I got to
robot.
get you
So
the charger for that too.
oh yeah, yeah. So it's exciting. Um, Michael is saying that it's a little bigger than the Mega,
Yeah,
and
yeah, it
it's
definitely
a
is. I think a little bigger, but not much. I don't think.
yeah, and it's also we got the version one of the latte card. Yeah, also yeah. So the next the I guess the next thing we need to order that we haven't yet is the screen. We still haven't ordered that, but I think we can get started putting it together and wait for that to show up. We probably need to get on a call and decide which screen we should get. Um,
Yeah, maybe after this, after the
yeah,
show.
yeah. So I think that's it. The parts are here now. We need to do something with them.
Yeah, that's right. We need to turn the parts into a thing, into a whole.
Yeah, yeah.
He's drinking moonshine on the rocks. Yeah, yeah. That's a heck of a glass of whiskey there. I'd be so drunk I wouldn't be able to sit up.
Yeah. So Lee, I don't know if you wanna do the demo. Are you ready for the demo?
Okay, I thought we'd do news first, but we can do the
Oh
demo.
yeah, let's do that. If you want to do that, that's fine with me.
Yeah, let's do news.
All right.
I got some fun ones.
All right, go ahead. Last
You
time I
want me to
went
go
first. I'll let
first?
you go first.
Okay, okay.
I only
Let's
got
do
two, and
that.
they're not that great.
Yeah, I don't know if mine are that great or not, but we'll see here. I can always have to figure out how to share on this thing. Okay, tell me when you can see my screen.
I see it.
Hope I got all the porn hidden and everything here. Okay, just kidding. Okay, so let's see here. Um, so this company called Simula, which I don't even remember what it is they do. Oh, they do VR. Simula VR. So these poor guys, they're a little startup company.
You want to maximize it, Lee, and I'll share it.
Yeah. It's maximized. Do I need to up the size,
It's
zoom
there
it?
now.
Okay. Oh, and there's not much to see here other this is a subpoena that these guys got from Meta, aka Facebook. And they're a little tiny startup, and they've gotten pulled into this lawsuit where the SEC or somebody's suing Facebook or Meta for non-competitive practices. So Meta decided to pull these guys into this lawsuit, and now these guys are having to go and give all of this detail about how people use their software, all of this stuff that, I was thinking for us at the stage we're in, or if we get a little bit farther, where we're starting to have customers and starting to actually do real business, it'd kill us to get this. And these guys this is their website, and they're talking about they've devoted their website to saying, hey, these guys are killing us. They're going to kill our company just by making us testify in this lawsuit. They're not even part of the lawsuit. Meta's brought them in because they say they're part of the competition that Meta is allegedly harming.
Wow.
So, yeah, here's some of.
Uh-huh. So these guys are not the one who started the lawsuit. They're just an innocent bystander that gets pulled into the whole thing.
Yeah, and you can look at this list of other companies: Alphabet, Huawei, Nintendo, Panasonic, Samsung, and then these guys. It's like, who decided to do this to these poor guys? Not even a corporation, they're an LLC.
Wow.
Yeah, it's I love this picture of Sailor showing up to this deposition in a Big Bird suit.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a really weird thing, because this is probably going to put this little company out of business.
Yeah,
having to conform to this.
Yeah, just paying for representation. That's gonna.
Oh yeah, they got to get lawyers. Here's the stuff they have to get: documents of our current and future business plans, documents evidencing our relationship with VR and AR vendors, developers and other app stores, financials outlining our current and projected revenue, documents evidencing any future plans we might have to expand, fine-grained usage statistics of our software, which we don't have, by the way, our view of the VA AR competitive landscape. I mean, it's crazy.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a really weird one to me. When I saw this, it's like, you got to be kidding me.
And who's the one who started the whole lawsuit?
I think it's the government.
Oh,
FTC,
wow.
FTZ versus Meta Platforms.
Oh,
Federal Trade Commission.
jeez.
Yeah, it has nothing to do with these guys. So that was an interesting one to me. And if unfortunate, I feel bad for these guys because it's probably going to put them out of business.
Wow. Yeah, so I think Lee meant to close the screen he was sharing, and he left the whole live stream. There he is.
That last week too, I hit the wrong button. Closed my browser.
You wanted to leave or close the screen, and you closed the whole thing, right?
Yeah, I meant to close the tab, and oopsies. I got back quicker this time.
Yeah.
Okay, what have I got next here? This was kind of an interesting one in the medical technology field. These guys have what might turn out to be a universal cancer treatment for any kind of cancer. And they've come up with these genetically engineered cells that go in and inhibit the DNA replication in cancer cells. They're able to pick out cancer cells with this special genetic hook or something they called it that can go in and keeps those cells from reproducing but doesn't affect any other cells.
Oh, wow.
And the interesting thing about it, they had a human trial, their first human trial, that they were really worried about, because if it didn't work properly, it would absolutely kill the person that they put it in, because it would stop all their cells from reproducing and they'd be dead really shortly. Oh, so wow. They went and found a bunch of people who are like final stages of cancer, pretty much out of options and going to die anyway. And those are the people they picked for the thing, and pretty much all of them got better. They haven't said I don't know how long it's been or how much better they got, but all of their cancers stopped advancing. And it seems like the thing actually works.
Wow,
And if it works, it'll work on absolutely any kind of cancer.
that's great news.
That it's a pretty exciting one. We'll see what it turns out to be. This was just their first human trial, but
So
they
it's
were blown away by it. That pretty much everybody, it sounds like, got better.
wow. Are they? Is it a public company?
I don't think so. It's a startup. It's called, let's see, it's called Ngenic,
Wow.
a biopharmaceutical company.
Wow. I'm gonna make a note and follow up and see what they do.
Yeah, yeah, this one's one I want to follow. They're the ones they were treating lung cancer, bladder cancer, colon cancer, pancreas cancer, all of them, and they all did the same. They all got better. So that was kind of an exciting one to me. Being of an age when cancer tends to happen to people.
Yeah.
Let's see, I didn't like that third one here, but let's go this one here. I was kind of my two favorite ones here. Electric airplane engines are coming.
Electric. Hmm.
Yeah, electric airplanes. Uh, this is a company called Zero Avia, and actually United's ordered 10 planes from these guys, or 200 planes from these guys. They're supposed to start flying in 2025, and they're going to be electric engines powered by hydrogen.
So are they propeller engines or are they jets?
Well,
Well,
I
I
think
don't
they're
know
all
if.
propellers.
Okay, yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I think they're just spinning props. At first, I thought this one on the bottom was a jet, but now you can see there's props there. And I don't know if these are renderings with Photoshop or I don't. I think they've actually got some prototype planes flying with the engines though, because they're supposed to be commercially producing them in 2025.
Wow.
So that's another kind of exciting one to me. Have hydrogen powered airplanes. Of course, then that's going to bring everybody back to thinking about the Hindenburg. You know what the Hindenburg was?
Yeah.
Yeah, with all that
Was
hydrogen.
it was it hydrogen? It wasn't helium?
Yeah, it was hydrogen. That's why it blew up.
Oh.
Germany made all of their dirigibles run with hydrogen. They didn't have access to enough helium.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so that's a little
So like
dangerous.
yeah.
But it's no more dangerous than jet fuel, I don't think. So kind of six of one, half a dozen of the other.
Yeah, that is true.
So that was a fun one. And now this was my favorite one here. Spin launch. So this is a space startup company that has a different way of putting things into orbit, which they've achieved suborbital launches with them. And this is a picture of their launcher
You
unit.
wanna you wanna share your screen, Lee?
Oh, I'm not sure. Oh, I forgot I didn't share after I came back. Yeah, okay. Hang on here. Well, if I can figure out. Oh, here we go. Tell me when you can see it.
Yep, I see it. I see us. I don't see the window yet.
Oh. Oh, I don't have it up yet. Oh, work better if I actually put the picture up. Michael's accusing me of being drunk. No, I'm not just drunk. I'm not drunk. I'm just old and senile. I might get drunk after we're done. Nah, probably not. Anyway, this is their launcher, this round thing here. Can you see that?
Yeah. Can you maximize it, Lee, so we can see it better?
Yeah. Let's zoom it in a little bit here, too. So, what this thing does is it's got a thing inside it that spins the thing they're going to launch, the satellite. It's for launching satellites, and it spins really, really fast. It's actually a vacuum inside of that thing, and it gets the thing moving up to 5,000 miles an hour inside of that drum, and then shoots it out of the thing that sticks up and throws it into
Wow.
space. Literally throws it up into space. Starts it out at 5,000 miles. They still have to use they still have small rockets on it, but they get almost all of the thrust to get up there out of this spinning so fast in this thing.
Wow.
That's a pretty creative idea, I thought. I mean, who came up with that?
So I mean,
Somewhere.
I guess they have very good aim, right? But if I wonder what could go wrong, things could always go wrong. So,
Yeah. Yeah, well, you want to stick that thing in the tube just so that it goes out once it's going 5,000 miles an hour. Oh, I know what my problem is. I'm not on the actual website here. Where's the link to get on the company's site? Spin launch. Oh, here we go. So if you get on their actual website, it has pictures of the thing spin around and inside of the drum. So right now, that one we're looking at does suborbital launches, and this one here, I think, is the orbital one that's going to get things into actual orbital space. And this is
wow.
inside of it. This thing here, this is where the actual satellite that they're going to send up, and it's on the end of this arm that spins around inside of this thing at 5,000 miles per hour.
Wow.
Yeah, that's pretty. I just really liked it because it's such a creative idea. I mean, who'd have thought of that? Spin it really fast and then let it go.
Yeah, but when you let it go is
Yeah,
the
yeah. You gotta do it just right.
yeah, you have to time it perfectly.
Here's a picture of a cutaway picture of it. So I guess at some point it has a computer that tells it how to plop it into this tube and shoot it out there.
Wow.
Yeah, that one. Yeah, wow. It's like I said wow quite a lot for quite a while after looking at that. Good of idea though.
Yeah.
And this is a look at this briefly. It was just an interesting thing to me. It's not. It's sort of a tech thing, but this is a public map of all of the cables that go under the ocean. I think they're all internet cables. They're internet and phone. It was surprising to me there's this many of them. So these are all cables that go all the way across the ocean. And you can see a bunch of them stop in Hawaii on the way.
Wow. There are a lot more than we thought.
Yeah, I had no idea. I knew there was cables, but I guess I shouldn't be surprised. But I mean, it's the whole world's using them. But always seems so tenuous to me to have a cable that goes all the way across the ocean. That just seems crazy in the first place.
Yeah.
Okay, one more here, which 64% of the people living in Silicon Valley want out of Silicon Valley, which isn't surprising to me.
Yeah.
I never liked it in the
So
first place.
how did they run this survey?
Um, I'm not sure. Let's see. The results to a poll released. It doesn't say who did the poll.
Yeah, but I believe it is very expensive.
Well, yeah. I my my house would be a $5 million house in Silicon Valley. It's worth a couple 100,000 here. It's
Yeah.
just gotten so crazy. It's just absurd. And it's I don't know. I've never thought South Bay was that nice a place to live myself. I always liked the North Bay, but so it wasn't
Yeah.
surprising to me. But what's interesting about it to me is what's it going to do to the whole employment thing and the whole buildup of talent in that area. If those people all start to disperse back out across the country, what's that going to do to Silicon Valley as being Silicon Valley anymore?
Yeah. Well, a lot of companies have already left, and they're
Well, it's
finding,
true,
yeah,
but they've all the big ones still have a presence there, or almost all of them do. They
yeah.
not be their headquarters anymore, but they still got some presence
Some,
there for the
yeah,
most
some
part.
offices there. Michael's saying, yeah, a lot of companies are moving to Austin, and even Dallas is growing because of that.
Yeah, Austin has been the big alternative for a long time, and it's supposedly getting just as expensive as the Bay Area now because you've got all this Bay Area money moving down there that can afford to
Hmm.
spend it up.
So it's just a matter of time before things start getting, you know, just as expensive as they are in the Bay Area.
Yeah, yeah, and it's interesting with the pandemic where they let all the people work from home, and now the companies are coming back saying, "No, we want you to come back to the office." But how's that going to work if nobody wants to be at the office?
Yeah.
If nobody wants to be where the office is, I think it's a sign of the times.
Yeah, I think that's definitely changing.
So that's all my news.
Well, I have only a couple. Um, let me share. So one, I was hoping Michael would be here, so maybe he knows more than I do because I didn't necessarily understand it. Um, so I know that I guess
Wow.
so. What I'm thinking is happening here is that there is an issue with drivers because I know that for Linux, that's one of the problems that um, some of the drivers are not fully baked before they make it out, or um, but in this case, just kind of like skimming and reading over it, it seems like um, it could damage your screen, and it seems because of a software issue.
That's weird.
Yeah, so Michael says, yeah, Linux doesn't use drivers. Well, something's off here.
How does it talk to the video cards? What does it use then? It's got to have something to talk to the video cards. It's hardware based. Okay.
Yeah, but it only happened after users updated their software. So I don't know if that's fully um, hardware based, but I thought it was interesting because I mean, just like it's happening here, I think this could happen. Um, well, I see the word driver there. I mean, I guess you have to. I don't know
Yeah. You have to have something that's specific to for the software to talk to the
to talk
specific
to.
hardware.
Yeah, maybe they're called something else. We in the Windows realm we call them drivers.
Yeah. I would think there's got to be some way it can talk to different hardware.
Yeah.
So what's it
Yeah.
say there?
So
Users report flickering that didn't go after reboots or after switching to base level tools like BIOS or Grub. Okay.
yeah, and they're recommending that they uninstall, and go back to the previous version.
Of the kernel.
Yeah,
Huh.
they
Interesting.
call it the kernel. Yeah,
Oh, the kernel. Oh, so that's what you call it instead of the. I get it. I get it. Okay. I see what he's saying. And that is kind of different than drivers, but serves that same purpose, if I understand it, which I know about enough. I know about as much as about Linux as you can put in under your fingernail. I know very little about it.
yeah, and then the other one is this is something that's probably old news, but it resurfaced again. I know that back in April, he was talking about buying Twitter, and I guess he's back at it again. I think what happened is that there was a lawsuit because Twitter threatened to start a lawsuit against him for backing out, and he just decided to just move forward with it. And I guess the reason why he didn't or he changed his mind was because he was arguing that a lot of the users on Twitter were bots, and he
Right.
asked for figures, and I think you might remember that. So I think here is like so basically I guess the reason why I picked this article was kind of wondering of what might happen because what I read here is that he's thinking about having Twitter become the next everything app, and some I guess the author here compared it to WeChat. And I don't know if you've heard of that application in China, WeChat, which pretty much, let me see, here we go, there it is. So pretty much in China, WeChat is obviously, like the name says, it is a messaging application which incorporating other things, such things like payments, so you can do payments. And this person saying that he might allege that he wants to do the same thing with Twitter.
Wow.
So I don't know. He's calling it the X everything app. So I don't know what's gonna happen with Twitter. I'm not really on there, so like, I guess it doesn't bother me much. But I'm very interested on finding out what's gonna happen with it if when and if the purchase goes through.
Well, it was interesting today. I read an article about this today, and Twitter's first reaction to him coming back and saying, "Okay, I'll go ahead and buy it," was, "Well, we're going to keep the lawsuit going," which didn't make
Oh
any
wow.
sense to me at all. But you're suing them for not buying it. It doesn't make sense. And now apparently both sides have come in and said, "Okay, well, let's delay the lawsuit and maybe we will just do the deal." But yeah, it's a pretty interesting thing that after all of this, Musk just, okay, I'll buy it after all. It's only 44 billion. And it's
Yeah,
not
so
his money anyway.
yeah.
I'm sure he's getting financed. Well, should we look at Robby?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. So I've got the old one here running where I can run it in the IDE. And I just want to show. So originally, you know this, Francisco, but other people probably don't. This program came out of my hobby, out of my robotics hobby. Um, so I was originally writing it kind of for my hobby workshop. So the UI kind of came out like that. And then at first we were thinking to market into the hobby marketplace. So I wasn't thinking to change it, but now we've kind of pivoted and we're more going for commercial and industrial applications. And the hobby thing, it needed kind of a facelift. So this is like the main dialogue in the whole app, where you actually build these channels that you use to hook things together. These are connectors here. Here's one to hook to serial ports and TCP and different kinds of connectors for RP LiDAR, Azure Custom Vision. We got more of these on the way. But anyway, this is kind of how Robby works. It connects to things on
You,
one side. Go
Lee,
ahead.
you're not sharing.
Thank you. Well, imagine, if you will, I'm not having a very successful night tonight here. Let me know when you can see it.
I see the screen. I see the browser, the app.
Okay. Okay. Now then, as I was saying,
You might want to minimize everything else, Lee. So
yeah, it's a little distracting, isn't it? So this is the
there we go.
channel builder screen where you build these channels um, that connect the devices together to your MCP, which that's the master control program. So master control program orchestrates whatever it's connected to and provides the intelligence for the network that you're on, which can be to run a robot, or it can be to attach a robot to a community of other robots. But the idea here is that the network itself has the intelligence that's going to do whatever you're going to do. And then it can connect to all different kinds of things using serial or TCP or HTTP. We got a number of these things coming down the pike here. So anyway, when we decided to go more commercial with this and less hobby, this screen this dialogue wasn't going to cut it anymore. And there's various things throughout the user interface where it wasn't really consistent in how it did things, and I just needed to shift it around a little bit. Like this dialogue is fixed, you can't resize it. So on a tablet, it didn't work well. So anyway, we'll look at what it looks like now. Not that it's the greatest thing in the world, but it's kind of nicer, I think. So this is the new channel builder. And you can see it's got the same components. It's just a little cleaner. Now it's dynamic. I can resize it and do whatever I want. So the way this works, like this is connect to TCP IP here. For each different protocol or device that you're using, it has its own configuration that you can set up through this dialog here. So the idea of this is there's no code involved in being able to set up a TCP connection with this. All of the coding is already done and all works inside the framework. All you have to do is set up the configuration parameters like this, and you're ready to start sending stuff out on TCP/IP. And down here, you can set it up for logging so that you're logging everything that goes through it onto the hard disk, into the data store manager. So this is what I've been working on for the last 2 weeks now. And I've been doing things like making it so that before, sometimes I'd use error icons for validation problems, and sometimes I'd use message boxes, and other places, like here, I was using message boxes. So I've got everything standardizing on just using icons with tooltips when you have validation issues. Makes it a little cleaner to work with. Just in general, tightening things up and making them more consistent. This is how, with the speech connector here, you can actually set up dialogues and set up grammar that the robot's going to have, will respond to when spoken. You can talk to it. This is how we talk to our robot. And then you can have it give you a phrase back. You have a string command that you trigger with the spoken command. So this makes it so we do speech recognition just by filling this out and hooking a microphone up to the Windows device that's running the thing. Which we're going to be playing with that on your robot here real soon.
Yep. I'm looking forward to that.
Then there's a voice connector where you can just do straight text to speech. With this, you can hook this up and send any text you want out through the speaker. Which I've had a lot of fun playing with that stuff. So anyway, that's the most of the meat of it. And we should be having this go out here, I'm hoping early next week. I was hoping to have it out by the middle of this week. Done quite a bit of work on these message schemas.
So hopefully before the next live stream.
Yeah, I'm really hoping before the next live stream we'll go ahead and send out an email to all 13 of our beta customers.
That's cool.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a real improvement. So that's my little demo. Wasn't much of a demo. It was a very little demo.
Yeah, maybe once it's finished, might want to do another set of how-tos. Well, I guess the way it works is the same, right? It would just be a matter of just sort of go over the new UI.
Yeah, well, we've got those 3 tutorial videos, and we need more. But I've been thinking to try and corral you into doing them, into redoing them while you're building your robot. You'll be
I'll definitely get more familiar with it.
Yeah, and that's a really good way to learn something like that too, is to teach it. Well, teaching is the very best way to learn something, I think.
Yeah. Yep.
Someone needs to take UI UX classes. Oh man, you're killing me, Michael. Oh, ouch.
Once we get more funding, then we'll put all the eye candy on there.
Yeah. Well, we'll hire someone who actually does UI UX. Rewrite the code in Linux. It's not going to look better in Linux. It'll look even nerdier. But yeah.
Yeah. And then I guess it would be like another version of ROS, right? If it run on Linux.
Yeah. Well, yeah, there are those who claim that it might be another version of ROS now. Although it's pretty different from ROS.
Yeah. I think the approach is definitely different.
And what we're going to be doing with it, with this idea of building up the communities, the robotic communities, that's going to be the way that's going to work. I think is kind of different from Ross.
Yeah.
It's like we'll talk to Ross. Ross can be part of it. It can be part of the community. And we'll attach to Ross and kind of sit on top of it and be the intelligence of the community that Ross and whatever Ross does. But then if the community wants it to do something, then it'll come through Robby.
Yeah.
That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
Yeah.
So now we'll have Robby and Roberta. Well, that's about all I got tonight.
Yeah, and it's funny how we usually end at the 45-minute mark, 45, 50 minutes, and that's usually how long the shows are or the stream.
Yeah, it's when we run out of things to say. And when Michael
It's
starts insulting me, oh man,
yeah, that's when it gets to be
impugning
about
my
dinner.
UI UX chops.
When it gets about time to do get to dinner, huh?
Yeah, I think so. I think we're having chicken fried steak here tonight.
All right.
Or what do they call it? Yeah, chicken fried steak.
Chicken fried steak, yeah.
Yeah.
That's good. That sounds good. Well, all right, everybody. Catch
Thanks for
you in
coming
the
by,
next
Michael.
one. Yeah,
Even
thank you, Michael.
Even if you said I can't do UI UX, I guess I have to forgive you, just because it's true. I've always been much better at code than UI.
Yeah. Well, all right, everyone. Have a good one.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.